This is a video by Repzilla, and what's interesting is I'm a patron of Repzilla's, and I would recommend you guys go take a look at it as well. And I got a notification for this video, and I read it, and it was like something a little like it was kind of weird. Like if you don't know context, it's like, oh, this mother cut their kid's hair on live stream or something, or on TikTok live or something, or TikTok, and it's and I was like, okay, like who cares, right? So I'm sitting next to my wife, and my wife tells me, she says, shut up. And she's like, show me the video. So I showed her the video. She says, that's a bad mom. I saw that and it broke my heart. So I was like, oh, okay. So I was like, then I think I have to watch it. She said, if you watch that video, if you see what they're talking about, you will get genuinely upset. And so I was like, you know what? Then let's come on the stream. Let's give Repzilla's video a watch. Obviously, he's a solid content creator. And let's see what we got here. So here we go. Another terrible TikTok mom. Well, this video is called The Worst Mother on TikTok. That's good. Let's get it going.
Hey, welcome back into today's video. We're going to be talking about
Every time I watch the beginning of his video and it does that like bing, I always get so confused. Probably the same way people feel when they hear this. Every single time I shift, it's a little jarring. It's a little bit of a jarring experience.
A terrible TikTok mother who humiliated her daughter by recording and posting a form of, quote, punishment, unquote. This mother cut her daughter's hair off. But it gets much worse than that in today's episode of Exploring TikTokers. Oh, we got another one for you.
Yeah, like cutting the hair off. At first, I was like, what is that even? Like, who cares? Like, right? Like, that was my first thought was like, that's probably not a big deal. But again, my wife was like, no, you need to stop talking. And I had to stop talking and watch it. I was like, all right.
First saw this topic from my friend Taj Pashi. Her name's Taj. This is one of my IRL friends. They just started YouTube. They're doing good. They're almost at 400 subscribers. So if you guys want to help her get that goal, I'll put the link to her YouTube channel in the description below.
I'll try to remember to do that in my video as well when I post it.
If you're unfamiliar, this TikTok mother goes by the name Bella Bossalina on TikTok. She has over 130,000 followers, 400,000 likes, and she put her account to private. She also has an additional account that she's created to respond to people, but it's called the Boss.
Became a member.
Hey, thank you so much for the membership, brother. Small bit.
The Bossette. I think that's what it is. Her bio says she glows. Who'd you bless? Straight wins. And in all of the videos that she's released, the comments are turned off. But there's a little bit of irony in that, as you can see. Just watch this little clip here.
It's just so ironic to me that out of all
Repzilla looks like he's genuinely not sleeping. I don't know what's going on.
of these videos that were made, not one person came to try to speak up to me. I love it. The strength shows.
We're already not too far into this video, and you can see some hypocrisy and some blaring dishonesty. This is one of the worst mothers on TikTok that I've ever seen, and we've just started. And you're going to see as this video progresses how many different times she changes up her excuses of why she cut her daughter's hair off. Now, I'm about to show you the video of her actually cutting her daughter's hair off. Some people are sensitive to this kind of thing, so if you are, just skip ahead in the video just a little bit. I'll post on screen what timestamp. You're going to see, and I want you to pay attention to the face of the daughter in this video. She's in utter disbelief, utter shock, and rightfully so, as this is somebody that she's supposed to trust. This is her mother, and they're doing this to her.
Use physical discipline. Come here.
Let's see. This woman cut her daughter's hair and put it on the internet to teach her lesson. It says, let me see. I'm going to put this here.
You gotta learn today, girl. No physical discipline. Mom, don't mind.
How old is this kid? Why is she so, like, how old is she? Like 16 or something? Or 14?
No. You had your warning. You had your chance. I told you to listen. I told you stop disobeying my rules. I told you being cute ain't if you have no education. I told you stop disobeying me. I told you to listen and do as you're supposed to. I told you to do good in school. I told you to do your daily routine, and you yet to even do any of it. And you thought you were disobeying me today, and I was not coming to cut this hair off. You're sadly mistaken, because you thought being pretty was so much better than being educated or listening to your mom, right? Yes, this is what happens when you don't listen to your mom.
This is terrible.
Okay. So first thing, that's kind of mean. The first thing I have to say is I am quite literally bald, right? I am very bald. And I know that you're like, Papa, what does that matter? I have no emotional connection to my hair. I'm a guy. I don't really care. But like, this is a younger girl who's apparently not doing well in school. She probably needs a punishment, but that's like a really big humiliation tactic, because it's not like, first of all, you're putting it on the internet to try to seem like a badass mom. Oh, I'm a cool mom. I cut my daughter's hair. See, you know, it's like beating your kid on the internet. Not that quite as intense, but it's one thing is to try to make her look cool. It's a performance piece. But more than that, it's like that kid's going to be humiliated when they go to school because now they're going to look terrible. There's really no way to fix whatever she just did to her kid's hair. I mean, she's going to need to pretty much shave her head bald at that point. More than anything else, if your kid is struggling in school, I guarantee you that the reason your kid's struggling in school is because of you as a parent. You're probably either you're a bad mom or your kid, like, let's say, okay, maybe it sounds like she's a bad mom, considering, hey, thank you so much for the membership, brother. Either she's a bad mom who doesn't know how to manage her kid, or the kid might have behavioral problems. But behavioral problems start at the home. Even if you have ADHD like I did, like that means that the parent has to take the extra step to take care of their kid. So you berating your child effectively and then like cutting their hair, that doesn't do anything positive for the kid. It humiliates them and it upsets them. And it makes them feel horrible for like the next couple of months as they go to school and they get made fun of for not having any hair. So like, yeah, that's not good, obviously. That's really shitty. That's kind of sad. I don't think it's going to have a positive outcome on the kid actually getting their shit together. It's just sad. You know, do something for your kid. Help your kid, you know. To be honest with you, the fact that the kid sat there and took it, I don't know. I've seen some rebellious kids on TikTok and stuff. And usually those rebellious kids, they wouldn't like let somebody cut their hair like that. So I kind of suggest to me, and I could be wrong, that this kid isn't really even that bad. Maybe she's just struggling in school and needs help, you know? I'm sure that there's more effective tactics, you know, like ground her, don't let her out. Stop buying her makeup. You know, throw out her makeup. That makes more sense to me because it's like if I don't know what the whole comment was about how like, oh, if you're so focused on being cute or whatever. If she's too focused on makeup or something, I mean, I don't even know that's what I'm getting out of it. Then maybe deal with it in that capacity, I guess, you know? But yeah, it's pretty mean. It's pretty terrible. Yeah, she looked confused. The kid looked confused. I feel like it was like she was shooketh, as the young kids say. Because she didn't realize like what was even happening. It was probably a massively disproportionate response. And nobody would benefited from that, except the mom felt like she was a cool mom. But the mom's probably why the kid's failing. Let's be real. It starts at the home.
Terrible because she's going into this, she's saying no physical discipline when she's physically grabbing her daughter by the hair of the head and cutting off her braids. Obviously, even if this wasn't on the internet, this would be a terrible thing. It's clearly emotional and physical abuse. The
Man,
fact that
she really tugs on that.
Even
would you call that physical abuse?
On the internet, this would be a terrible thing. It's clear.
I don't know if I'd go as far to call it physical abuse.
Emotional and physical abuse.
I mean, it's definitely, well, maybe you would call it that. You know, it's definitely like it's berating your kid and just trying to embarrass them as a punishment, and you're trying to seem cool. It's really just it's from the parent's perspective. She just wants to be the tough mom who disciplines her kid. And instead of doing something tough and actual, likely effective, like, hey, no social media time, she's going to grab her by the hair and cut it off. You know?
The fact that it was recorded and posted as a form of public humiliation, well, that's vile. Now, I want you guys to pay attention to the fact that the mother, the reason that she gave for doing this was she wasn't doing good in school or doing her daily routine. Her reasoning will change multiple times. And I actually found a clip where...
That's probably true. Even if that's the reason for the punishment, it doesn't justify anything. Oh, well, she wasn't doing her daily routine. Okay. It wasn't doing your daily routine. That's cool. You know? My biggest issue is that she put it on the internet. Because here's the thing. Like, I think a lot of our parents have dealt with their kids wrong. My mom used to hit me. And then she took me to therapy when I was younger. And the therapist was like, you have to stop hitting your kid. You know, she wouldn't hit me that much. It wasn't like horrible, but like, you know, that was something you used to do back in the day. You know, she would get mad at me and, you know, you give somebody a smack. That was like the generation people grew up like that. And the therapist was like, that's not good for your kid. You just stop doing that. And then she stopped doing that. And then like we were able to work through my behavioral issues. Like that's real. And it's like she made a mistake and that's okay. But like to put it on the internet to seem like a tough guy, to be proud of what you're doing, that's the problem. I don't think that anybody's mom or back in the day was ever proud to hit their, oh, they probably were, some people. My mother certainly wasn't proud. You know, but this mother was proud to do this to her kid, you know?
And I'm going to show you this later in the video, where a therapist, a licensed therapist, talks about this situation and what it means and how it can affect the young daughter in the future. This has been going around the internet and people are just mortified about this situation. I found a post on Reddit where one user says, "This just screams I'm jealous of my daughter. How can a mother say she doesn't like physical discipline and then goes ahead and takes scissors to her kid's head? That's ABUSE and BS. She's trying to claim she's not traumatizing her daughter and trying to be a better parent." Shaking my head. Another user says, "I was thinking the same thing about her saying she doesn't use physical discipline. This is physical, and I personally would consider it ABUSE." Now, I personally want to hear your guys' opinions on this. Let me know in the comment section below. Do you feel like taking somebody by the hair of the head, let alone a child, do you feel like that's physical?
Is it? Let me see. Definition. Because to me, I think, let's see. Okay, physical abuse is intentionally bodily injury. Some examples include slapping, pinching, choking, kicking. Oh, I guess it could be then if she like kind of grabbed it like that. I guess when I think of like that type of thing, like physical abuse, it's like much more intense to me, like beating. You know what I mean? It's not good. I think we agree on that. It's just like, you know, I guess I have different, but I guess it technically could be considered that.
Or not. She actually posted a follow-up video where she's talking about how this is the hardest thing that she's ever had to go through.
The mother or the daughter? Because the mother was loving it. That's the biggest problem. Is people are, it's like the mother was loving it.
Which demonstrates a complete lack of self-awareness about the fact that she is actively harming her child and that she put her daughter through this type of situation that she's most likely going to remember for the rest of her life. Not only that, since it's posted to the internet, it will be there for the rest of this young girl's life.
Probably, but the good thing is that nobody's berating her for it. You know what I mean? So like, if that's would have been an additionally potentially traumatic aspect of it. This is certainly going to upset her kid, though. It's gonna make her day-to-day school life pretty terrible.
The crazy thing is, today I had to do something that like I really didn't want to do, but I had to do.
Oh
teach my child a lesson. We try to be better than our parents, and I try really hard to be the best mother that I can be. And for the most part, I know I'm doing a fantastic.
The mother obviously started.
I don't want to know what the rest of that says, though, because first of all, there's no genuinity in her voice at all. There's no genuinity in her voice. But if she said, like, guys, you know what, I thought this was the right way to discipline my kid and I messed up really bad, then I could be like, okay, maybe I get that. But, you know, if that's not what she said, I wonder if there's more. Maybe I'll check out the thing afterwards.
We try to be better than our parents, and I try really hard to be the best mother that I can be. And for the most part, I know I'm doing a fantastic.
The mother obviously started receiving a lot of backlash. This was covered on news networks. This was, it started, like I said, it made its rounds on the internet. And then she takes her daughter and posts a video. It's one of the most obvious pieces of damage control that I believe that I've ever seen. Watch this.
A wig on, like, so pretty. You learned your lesson. Like, the lesson was learned, no?
Yeah.
And I warned you before I even put it on TikTok that if you continued with this behavior, because you like the app so much, that I'm going to cut your hair off, record it, and post it. I told you this from 3 months ago, and I've been telling you every week, right?
Yeah.
So
Well, that doesn't really matter. Like, if I tell you I'm going to hit you with a bat if you continue to misbehave, and then I do it, it doesn't mean that like I'm absolved of me hitting you with a bat. It doesn't make it reasonable. It's a little scary that the daughter seems to be okay mentally, so that's good. She's giving her kid a wig. That's nice. It looks like the daughter's okay, which is honestly my main concern. Doesn't make what the mother did okay at all, but like, thank God for that. But yeah, it just seems like a really big bro. Honestly, the biggest issue is like the mother should never have posted it because now she is rightfully getting criticized for a mistake that she made, and now she's like is doubling down and like, you know, okay, let's see what else we
this
got.
didn't come as a real shock to you. You were just shocked that I actually finally did it, right?
Yeah.
You're not hurt.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
not hurt.
I'm not hurt.
What the
Yeah,
hell's wrong
yeah.
with these people?
Yeah.
Like, you guys, this is my baby.
Not for nothing, but you know what? It was a good thing the mother recorded it, because if the mother didn't record it, then what would have happened is she would have never felt like she did something wrong and be like backpedaling this hard. So maybe it's a good thing that the mother recorded this, because now the mother gets socially and publicly shamed for it. I guess there's your silver lining, because wow, it was just so terrible. It's possible she's still a decent mom, but I mean, Jesus, man, what a mistake. What a mistake. What I'm posting on the internet is so bold.
This is me. This is me right here. So yes,
Oh
she
my
had to
God.
learn a hard lesson today because being pretty is not shit.
Before I give you my opinion on this, I found a
Sure.
comment on Twitter that pretty much goes in line with what I'm thinking. If you look the mom up on TikTok, she's bringing her daughter on to show everyone how, quote, happy, unquote, she is. She already humiliated her for everyone to see. Now she's gaslighting her every chance she gets because people have called her out. Of course, her comments are off as well. Another user saying that young lady looked like she didn't really agree, but felt like she had to go along because
No, she looked like she agreed. Well, that's the thing. Is she's probably afraid of her mother, which is, listen. I always say that it's good to be afraid of your parents, but I feel like this is a little bit disproportionate. Like, I'm not that afraid of my mother. Like, you have like a healthy fear for your parents. You respect them, but that's just like scary, man.
that's her mother. The other thing is why folks love turning off their comments when they don't want to be told about themselves. Now, obviously, this is clearly one of those situations where the mother has told the daughter what to say and how to act, and the daughter's not about to say anything because she probably wants to keep what hair she has left. I don't think anybody is fooled by this. Apparently, we also find out that the mother had warned her daughter she was going to do this 3 months prior.
And I warned you before I even put it on TikTok that if you continue with this behavior, because you like the
Oh
app
my
so
God.
much, that I'm going to cut your hair off for
So is that what it is? Wait, okay. So we're getting the story. So apparently this kid is very obsessed with TikTok. It sounds like the kid's very terminally on social media, which is a real problem, like, honestly. And it sounds like that is a real problem. Like, I'm on the side of the parent if that's what it is. Specifically when it comes to having to punish your kid for being obsessed with social media, because it can be a very toxic feedback loop. It's not a good thing. So I can understand that. But I mean, you could have, check it out, instead of cutting your daughter's hair and putting it on social media, you could probably just taken her phone away. You could have restricted her ability to use TikTok or any other social media. You could have been a little bit, because I understand that people are dealing with like a whole new issue nowadays. Like the previous generations never had to deal with having to, have your kid terminally online or on TikTok to a point where it's like distracting and probably hurting your ability to, do anything really. I get that, but like, dude, the tactic was really shitty. Hoping that the mother at least like kind of learned and learned from it and was like, wow, this was a pretty shitty thing, and is at least trying to do better moving forward.
record it and post it. I told you this from 3 months ago, and I've been telling you every week, right?
Yeah.
So this didn't come as a real shock to you. You were just shocked that I actually finally.
Yeah, Lord, that's disgusting. There's so many different things I could say about this. The hypocrisy, the dishonesty. Let's start with the fact that she's saying that being pretty means nothing, but in every video that she posts, she has a beauty filter on. That's
okay.
not a hypocritical mixed signal. I don't know what is.
That's interesting.
The next thing is that she says that,
I didn't do this to embarrass my daughter.
but that is in fact exactly what she did. She's saying that she's not going to tell us what her daughter actually did, which she already told us the reason that she did it in the very first video. Now she's changing, and like I said, this is going to happen quite a bit. But the thing about it is she's saying she doesn't owe us an explanation. I think that she does, and normally I wouldn't say that, but when somebody
Well, I'd say that like she probably wouldn't have owed an explanation if she didn't broadcast it publicly on the internet for everybody to see and like to try to embarrass her daughter. Then you'd be like, oh, I don't owe an explanation because there's nothing to explain. But now we all kind of know,
takes and records a video like this and posts it on the internet for the public to see, then they are going to get criticism regardless, specifically on situations like this. Yeah.
My kid is obsessed with social media, so let me take the same social media and post me humiliating my daughter that I show her. Yeah, no, that was her thought process. Her thought process was, my daughter's obsessed with social media, so I'm going to put my daughter on social media so that she looks ugly for the world. It kind of makes it a little worse. Listen, I don't based on this one instance. I don't know that this is this mother is a terrible person. People make a lot of mistakes, and I think that this should hopefully ring as like an embarrassing example of like how not to act as a parent here. And I'm hoping that she's a good mother otherwise. Nobody's mother is perfect, but like that was the logic. And I mean, you should not be shaming your kid as the primary motivator for their success or for them to change. Like that's not going to help them in any capacity.
You owe us an explanation. So she's receiving a lot of backlash and a lot of different criticism.
Yeah. I don't understand why parents are always talking about how their kids are on their phone too much. As you're a parent, that's your job to monitor that. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
It's about her mothering skills. But then she takes a really weird turn and starts to degrade women and shame them for doing
What's that?
OnlyFans and other things centered around that line of
What
work.
would she say?
It's funny because most of the comments underneath my posts are commending me on being such a great parent.
We'll
Doubtful.
pause it right there. No, absolutely not. She's lying. Let's not forget she's got her main account.
That's the thing. I'm sure she's lying. But here's the thing. She thinks that that was what she expected. She expected to be revered on social media as a tough, badass parent. That's her primary motivator. And I think that there's a profound irony that she's criticizing her daughter for being on TikTok too much while literally engaging in the TikTok machine, trying to get her own likes and views. It's funny, almost, if not for upsetting to the daughter. You know, obviously that's part true, but it's like almost funny. It's like you are shaming your daughter for being on TikTok too much, potentially posting too much, and then you wanted to be the mom that posted the really, oh, I'm a cool mom. I punish my kid. I beat the fuck out of my child every goddamn fucking day. I'm a based fucking parent. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, that's not good energy to be coming here with.
Profited, and the second account she made to post things for whatever reason, the comments are off. No one, and I repeat, nobody is telling her that she's a great mother.
Most of the comments underneath my posts are commending me on being such a great parent.
Ooh, great.
Then you have these 1-2 weirdos, like these females who have OnlyFans, who are out here being TikTok hoes, who are out here doing it for the gram, that are here posting or commenting on my posts, like they had some type of say. Honey, you sell your chocha. You could never give me advice as a parent.
I wanted to include her talking about this. She says many other things that show this, but it demonstrates
the problem, though, that I have with that is like her argument is like, if you do porn, you're like morally less of a person, whatever. Here's my issue, though, is that like you're effectively doing porn yourself. You're doing like you're doing parental porn. Like, oh, I'm a hardcore parent. Like, it's the same thing, bro. Like, it's not a good thing.
Her lack of self-awareness, but also her ignorance. And again, even though her main profile is private and the comments are turned off on her second, while at the same time lying about no one calling her out to her face.
So the evil mom who cut off all her daughter's hair as a form of punishment now has a new account. In one of her videos posted on that account, she is claiming she's just confused why nobody confronted her directly. My response to that is it's kind of hard to do that when you have stitches.
Confronted her directly? Does she mean like literally go to her house? Like, first of all, I would be terrified if somebody I don't know if I'd be terrified, just call the police, but I would be a little weird if somebody was like, I don't agree with what this guy said, I'm going to go to their house and confront them. That's a bizarre. I even hate it when people are like, why didn't you mention this in the DMs? It's like, what, like, couldn't you have private messaged me if you disagree with me? Like, why? If you're a creator putting something out on the platform, you're going to get criticized publicly. I don't really know what else you want me to say. But then outside of that, she made like, she removed like all the comments and stuff, like the stitches and the duets and the this and the that and all the other stuff that you would potentially use to try to get in contact with her or to criticize her. She knows she's getting criticism, bro. She knows.
Duets and comments turned off, and you have it to where people can't tag you. As a matter of fact, I, as well as a few other people, have gone to your new account, and you still have everything turned off. Look at that.
Got her.
This is your new account, by the way. Myself and a lot of people have no problem confronting you. As a matter of fact, I tried to tag you in the video that I made about you, but again, couldn't do that. It's just so funny for a person who has no shame and no regret, and they're so confident in the decision that they made. You sure have been doing a lot of hiding lately. So trust me, the only thing that myself and other people are scared of is the fact that your daughter has you as a mother.
Facts right there. Now I'm pretty sure the picture is painted pretty clear in the situation, but the lack of awareness, it really hurts me. Check this out.
It's just so funny that you guys all took it upon yourself, over thousands of people, to pick up the phone and call the police on me. And they didn't come because they know about my kid. They have a record on my kid.
What?
You guys called CPS, Children's Aid, and Native Child.
Wait, they didn't come because there's a record on your kid?
Took it upon yourself.
Awareness, it really hurts me.
What?
Check this out.
It's just so funny that you guys all took it upon yourself, over thousands of people, to pick up the phone and call the police on me. And they didn't come because they know about my kid. They have a record on my kid. You guys called CPS, Children's Aid, and Native Child. They called me. I explained the story. They already have a background because they already know about my child. I explained the story, and they commended me on being such a good parent that's willing to take the mile and go the extra mile to make sure her
I doubt that anybody commended you for anything, but okay.
daughter's soul is saved.
Yo, I had to find my best Karen wig, because if you're going to hit me with that many lies, I got to look like a Karen.
Oh my goodness, it's Aunt Karen, the greatest TikToker who ever did exist.
Officially, because come on, sis. Why are you lying? They did not call you and commend you. I know. No, they did not. Also, can you stop utilizing your daughter's account to comment in my comment section and just come talk to me?
So this woman's out here with her whole chest. She's announced to the world, and she is bragging that CPS has a whole file on her daughter. Like that's a good thing. One user says, They commended me. They gave me a medal and threw me a parade. Then the
True.
wizard gave me a heart.
I was there. I was there at the parade. Just where is AFK?
Another user says her saying that they already know her child isn't the flex she thinks it is.
No, it's not. It just suggests that she has actual behavioral issues. Even if she got like arrested in some capacity, the fact that they know who your child is would be, if that even is true, is bizarre. Okay.
Dead. Now there has been multiple reports that the child was taken by CPS. I've even seen one
Doubt
where
that.
they said that the child is with.
I very highly doubt that like the kid was taken by CPS for what the mother did. Like what the mother did wasn't good, but like I wouldn't say that that by itself would be something that they would take the kid out like for CPS. It'd be very difficult just from that one thing for something to happen.
The family member, like the aunt. But there's nothing that's solidified that says anything about this. But the mother did release a video that said this.
I posted it and didn't give a shit if you guys called the police or the Children's Aid, because I already know the police already know about my daughter. The Children's Aid
That's not good.
already know about my daughter. So if you think an opinion, how I look on the internet, or the false narrative that is being spread, I don't care. Because at the end of the day, I saved my child. My child is good. And if you thought my child was going anywhere, much less my children, you're sadly mistaken. When you're a good mom, it shows. When you're a good mom, you have the credentials. So at the end of the day, I'm not going to sit here and put my daughter on blast.
You're
I'm
dead.
going to tell you one thing. Not my child. My child ain't getting kidnapped. My child ain't coming up missing, none of the sorts.
What?
But thanks to all of you who are spreading a false narrative. Because you
False
just let
narrative,
every
baby.
Jeffrey Epstein know. Don't come for my kid. And I'm the wrong mom.
You know, I just watched that documentary on HBO with I think it's called This Place Sucks with Andrew Callahan, and like all the conspiracy narrative shit is fucking insane, bro. This reminds me of that. Like this woman is just like a fucking conspiracy nut. That's nuts. Okay, well, interesting. Fake news, baby. Hey, if something happens, isn't it interesting that the only times people say fake news is when like they're deflecting from something? Like fake news, what? Bro, come on. You just did a bad thing. Be like, yeah, I messed up. Fuck. Or just don't say anything and just move on with your life. But you're coping so hard. It's crazy. And you're criticizing your daughter for having like this bad interaction with social media. And now you're fucking, you're going crazy here. Now you're like going ballistic here. It'd be kind of ironic.
To ever play with. Do you understand?
Ooh,
She's right.
Scared stuff.
When you're a good mother, it 100% shows. Also good to point out the fact that she did change the story again. Now she's saying that she cut her daughter's hair off to save her life.
Wow.
That escalated.
I can see that.
She also said to save her daughter from Jeffrey Epstein. What a hero. Now let's listen to her talk about how she's not white passing.
And by the way,
Why does it matter if
I'm
she's
not
white
white
passing?
passing. I'm not white.
Well, I don't think that she's really white passing. She's light skinned. She's got that light skin stare. But she's not white passing. Why did she even bother saying that? Like, who was criticizing her for being like white passing? It's a little weird.
My mom is Italian and Native, and my dad is Aboriginal and Native. Are you
Okay.
guys retarded? White passing.
Well,
That's what I'm talking about.
maybe.
False
Maybe I am.
narrative.
Is that a problem?
Are you guys okay? TikTok what? Think I care about TikTok? My kid
What?
got
Who's
saved.
saying that
I
she's
care about
white? I'm
TikTok.
just curious.
Have you saved your kid? Did your mom save you?
Yeah, she saved me.
If only my mother cut my hair off, then I would have been saved from becoming a YouTuber and having to watch this. But seriously, the trauma that she caused her daughter is like on another level. It's bad, and it makes me feel sick to my stomach. Also, the narcissism. Wow, I've never seen anybody so vain. Dr. Holly Lee McCain, a licensed therapist in impact counseling and wellness, when she was asked about her thoughts on the situation and whether CPS should be involved or not, said this.
Based on
I
this,
think that
I'd
is
say
physical
no.
abuse, and I think that's emotional abuse. There are many
Probably.
ways to discipline children other than publicly humiliating them on social media. The child is middle adolescence. As far as her development is concerned, her behaviors are normal. Mom said that she was getting phone calls home from school. She said she wasn't doing her work, that she was socializing, trying to be pretty. Well, all of that lands squarely up with what normal girls her age do. There are other ways to manage those behaviors other than publicly humiliating
True.
your daughter with an act of abuse for the world to see. I wholeheartedly agree with this.
I agree with that. I don't think that CPS should really be called on her just for that, but I agree with that. I mean, the complex that the mom has where it's like, hey, guys, I'm going to fucking It's hey, she just pranked her daughter at 3 a.m. You know what I'm saying?
And I want to know your guys' thoughts on this because as interesting as this is always something that's more.
I joined late and I'm confused. She cut her daughter's hair off to save her. So what she's referencing there is that she's trying to like she's constructing this narrative that like her daughter is having a behavior, and by shaving off her head, she has prevented her daughter from engaging further in that behavior that would have led her down a bad path to being a bad kid that wasn't going to be able to be successful in her life. She's like she's morally loading everything that's going on up in order to like justify what's going on because she's getting relentless amounts of criticism. So it's a cope. That's what it is.
Interesting me. That's right. You guessed it. I want to know 2 things. So much go ahead and leave your creative and interesting responses in the comment box below. Thumbs up for those likes. And as always, brothers and sisters, I will see you in the next video.
All right.
I wanted to tell everybody happy holidays. We're almost at 220,000 subscribers. So if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and do that. Help me meet that
Same
goal.
here, guys. We're at 17,000 subscribers. What a year, man. What a year. I'm happy I took this movement to it's more of like I feel like part of it's just what is the word I'm looking for? Like a spiritual movement to like break down and restart again, to re-roll. But you know, it's crazy. 17K. It's a little bit of an ego shot, I'll tell you that much, brother. It's different. But hey, we're doing all right. We just got to Discord. Anyway, that was a good video.
I want Papa Gut to pee on my face, but just as a friend. There's nothing weird about that. I want him to pee on my face.